Dre in the place to be. Co-rockin' shit with my homeboy Steve. After Roadium, get stupid, yo. Don't think that you can get none of Dre, the motherfucking doctor, the bitch hopper, the sucker motherfucking stopper. I'm fucked up, so don't mind what I'm saying. I'm just kicking it, but Steve, Tony, A.M., Susan, yo, we can choose it. Dope shit to put in a mix. Know what I'm saying? We kick shit like and that's a fact. And if your shit ain't in a mix, you know it's whack. And that ain't no bullshit. I'm kicking facts on a serious tip. Word up, Dr. Dre's in full effect doing serious damage. Boy.
Tony A. Tony A. When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 134. So first of all, I want to thank everybody on the live chat, everybody that's subscribed, everybody that's tuned in. I hope you're drinking. I hope you're chilling, eating your top ramen or whatever you're eating. We're going to have a dope-ass fucking show tonight. But before I introduce this legend, I'm going to go ahead and give a couple of announcements. So those of you that have been asking me about the ads, once again, you can reach us at DOCUMIXERY/ad. That should be up on the screen for those of you that want to buy ads where we play them on the commercial breaks. If you own a business, if you own a restaurant, if you own, I don't know, cleaners, or if you want to promote your OnlyFans page, you get at us at DOCUMIXERY/ads, and you can email us at roadiumradio@gmail.com. Other than that, Freaky Tales this Friday, special guest. Make sure you guys follow us on Freaky Tales on Instagram and follow us on Freaky Tales Podcast on YouTube. We'll be going live this Friday, okay? Actually, I was going to do it every other Friday, but what I'm going to do just this month, I'm going to give this Friday Freaky Tales and the following week Friday. Hopefully I don't confuse you guys, but the last Friday of the month, I'll be out of town. So that's the way we're doing it that way. Other than that, you can go to DOCUMIXERY.com and you can buy merch if you want to buy sweaters or if you want to buy shirts, hats, beanies, whatever you want. DOCUMIXERY.com. But you know what? We'll share a little bit of that more during the breaks. But without further ado, please allow me to introduce this person whom I've been a fan of for many, many years. Actually, since I've been a teenager. I've been a fan of his. There's no other way introducing him other than the Compton legend himself, King T in the motherfucking building.
What's up?
What's up, brother? You good?
Yeah, Compton in the house. What's happening?
Compton in the house, brother. You know what? How was the drive coming over here, man?
Well, smooth, man.
Yeah?
Smooth, little traffic, you know. But, a lot of people don't know this. I listen to jazz when I'm on the freeway, so
okay.
It gets me through it.
That's dope. That's dope. Any favorite musician or just...
Too many to name. I was raised on jazz and R&B, so, I could go on and on about that. I'm a Herbie Hancock, Miles Davis, Hubert Laws.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, me, honestly, when I'm in the car, I don't listen to hip hop. I bump classical music.
I can't listen to hip hop. I mean, I've done hip hop, so much, and I would hate to I can't get tired of it, but. I just like to hear different things sometimes.
Yeah. You know what? Let me ask you something that just happened over the weekend. The Super Bowl. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was funny. I did. I went to my sister's house to watch it, but I didn't know who was playing. And I'm not a sports. I know nothing but music.
Okay. You support the Lakers, though, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Of course. Golden State too.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm a big sports guy. Mostly everybody that watches the show knows that Dallas Cowboys fan, Lakers, Dodgers, Notre Dame when it comes to college football. But I can watch really any football game.
I'm a Cowboys fan too.
Dope.
I like the Cowboys and the Rams.
The Rams, yeah.
But I don't know these other teams, Tampa Bay
and KC.
Yeah,
KC. But it was a good game. I mean, just that guy Tom Brady. First of all, he went to 10 Super Bowls, and he wins 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good, man. So now let me ask you this. I like watching a lot of movies. I know I told you I was going to ask you a lot of funny questions, but I watch a lot of crazy movies. What type of movies do you like to watch?
Comedies.
A lot of comedies?
Yeah. Documentaries.
Most definitely.
And mostly documentaries.
Yeah, I watch a lot of docs as well. As a matter of fact, I just seen, I'm glad you mentioned comedy because I saw the second trailer for Coming to America 2.
Yeah, and one of my favorite movies is Harlem Nights. So
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my next question. Your favorite movie of all time when it comes to comedy, what would you say?
Harlem
Nights?
Yeah.
See, that's my second.
Yeah.
My first one is Coming to America. To me, there's no other funnier movie than that. Harlem Nights, and of course, everything else under there.
Yeah.
I like a lot of Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
I grew up actually listening to Richard Pryor on vinyl.
Me too.
Oh yeah,
Come
vinyl.
on.
Yeah.
I mean, act a fool. We scratching Richard all up in there.
Yeah.
My whole. That's what making mixtapes with Richard Pryor. And,
Yeah.
all that.
That's dope. So yeah, I would say Harlem Nights. But did you get a chance to watch any of the trailers for Coming to America?
I saw one. It looked pretty funny. Yeah.
Okay, you probably saw the short first one. I seen the longer. They re-released it they released it about 3 days ago.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was on. I saw that.
Yeah, and
it looks funny. It was the barber shop scene, right?
That was the first one they released. This is the second trailer.
Oh, okay.
This one had a little bit more of what's his name?
When they he met his son and
right.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's funny because it's got to live up to the first one. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I watch a lot of movies, a lot of documentaries.
What's going on? I don't know with the pandemic and all that. You never know, and we can't go to the movies to see it.
Right.
So
we'll
see.
I think is it going to be on Amazon or some shit like that? Okay. So now, for the fans that may not know, I ask questions like I know pretty much all your history, but I'm going to sit here as a fan that just walks in and wants to ask you certain things. Where originally are you from?
Los Angeles.
Okay.
I was born at General Hospital. Grew up all around Los Angeles. Mostly, my grandmother lived in Pacoima. So I'm back and forth there. So all around, San Fernando, Los Angeles. Didn't really learn to, hit Compton until like my late teens. You know what I'm saying? And got put on there in my late teens. Okay. But that originated in Pacoima.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I met Scotty D, he had like a clothing store in Pacoima called J&D's Fila Shop. It was a Fila shop where they did custom sweatsuits and you could get T-shirts made, hats. So he was like the Dapper Dan of the West Coast,
Okay.
So Scotty was from Compton, and his brother Cliff was from Compton. Big Pete that worked there was from Compton, and they kind of put me on to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Scotty D, I met him for the first time actually about 3 years ago. Lonzo was there. I like to call him Brother Arab. Clientele. Scotty D was there. Calvin Anderson. They had like a little conference at some center out here in LA, and I attended. And it was kind of like a Q&A session talking about the West Coast music, their contribution, if you will. But now, I'm going to share with you a little story that might trip you out on when I first met you. We were at Echo Sound in the city of Glendale. And I had just, we had just finished a song called You Better Think that I did scratching on, which Sir Jinx produced it. Dazzy D was the rapper. And when we walked out is when I saw you. Right. And it was around noontime. And you already had a 40 ounce.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Come on. I was probably about 15, 16 years old. But, yeah, Echo Sound, that was our spot. That's where we started. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I met Vacek there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that co-rock stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went back for another session. And then he started telling us what he said, because I said, "What did you say on that one song?" And he did it again.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are a fan of King T, there's a song called "Cold Rock Stuff." And the very beginning, I think that guy was he Armenian, if I'm correct? Or?
Yes. He
Okay.
was our main engineer, and that's where we met him at Echo Sound. And the owners, I think the owner of Echo Sound was Armenian too. Josie, wasn't her name Josie?
I'm not
Armenian
sure.
lady. She married to the American Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was cool up there.
Okay. Then I didn't meet you here, but I saw you in concert. I was one of the lucky ones. It was 1988, and I believe this was the Power Tour, but King T was headlining. I'm sorry, Ice-T
yes.
was headlining. The DOC performed Funky Enough, The Formula, and then you guys came on. Now, when I say you guys, King T, DJ Pooh, Mixmaster Spade.
We probably opened. Did we go before the doc?
No, you guys went after the doc.
Really?
Because the doc was fairly new. He only had one
okay.
single.
Okay.
And that day, Aladdin was on the turntables, Pooh was on the drum, Mixmaster Spade was there, rest in peace.
Oh, wow.
And you guys were saying you guys were filming a live video for Act of Fool.
Act of Fool. Okay, I remember what you're talking about.
So it was that day. And boy, to me, that was the first time I had ever seen you guys perform. And Compton was deep in that motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Compton embraced me, man, and it was a blessing, you know. I say that I stay true to Compton because that's how I got my first check. You know, I was young, trying to prove myself to my peers, trying to gangbang and all that, you know what I'm saying? But Scotty took me a different route and put some money in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I felt loyal to Scotty and what he was trying to get, put me on too. So it's been Compton ever since.
Right.
You know, so and they love that, so they embraced me. So I'm gonna stay down till I die.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That was the first time I had ever seen Aladdin spin, and he was just cutting it up, rock the bells.
Yeah.
And it was just an amazing time, because I always like to say that if you weren't there, you didn't get to witness Compton in the building, because NWA came out next. You know, Dre and Ren.
We were actually all working together, but everybody was doing their separate things. I used to go over. Me and Pooh used to go over to Eazy's mother's crib all the time, because they used to do the mixtapes.
Yes.
For the Roadium at his mom's house too, because they had that 12. I don't know if it was an 8-track or 12-track. We used to help out on that a lot, and it was crazy.
You know, when I got reacquainted with Steve Yano, I met him when I was 11 years old, and I worked with him until I was about 13 at the Vermont Swamp Meet here in Gardena. Then business died down. Then he went to the Roadium. I didn't get reacquainted with him until 1987. That's when I met Dre at the Roadium. Easy was there. He was introduced to me as Eric, and Jinx was there.
Yeah.
And Dre had been doing mixtapes, I guess, for Steve from like 84 to 87. I started doing them like late 87 to 1991. And I remember, because I had already had Quick on there, Second to None, AMG, JJ Fad, Tone Loc, Ice Cube, and the whole NWA guys.
Right.
But I was trying to get you on one of them.
Yeah.
I was trying my hardest.
Yeah. By the time Eric put out Boys in the Hood, and they were confident about maintaining this NWA thing, because it was different. They tried different things before the NWA. It was CIA. It was all kind of other shit before NWA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I lost my train of thought already.
Because I know they were even doing songs, LA's the Plays, Fat Girl My Jock, and then they did
the Cabbage Patch and all that. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, we were in the same circle, but everybody was doing their own thing.
Yeah. They
went with Lonzo and started working with Lonzo. I went with Roger Clayton, Uncle Jam's Army.
Yes.
And Roger and Scotty introduced me to DJ Unknown.
Yes.
And Techno Hop.
Yeah.
And that it was on for King T.
Yeah.
Since then, if that wouldn't have happened, I would have been on Ruthless and messing with Easy.
You know, when I was filming the Roadium mixtape DOCUMIXERY, honoring Steve, I had hit up Unknown, but he don't do any interviews.
He don't do nothing.
Yeah, he don't do interviews. So
I don't know why. He's like, I guess because, he thinks everybody is mad at him and because we didn't really get paid when we did these techno hop things. But no, it was part of paying our dues.
Right.
We wasn't thinking that back then. We was probably looking for him. But, once you get older and learn and been in the business, you understand it.
Right.
And I don't know. I heard some things he done with Suge Knight and all that and things like that. But, hey, man, that's part of the game.
Right.
Come tell your story.
Yeah, I remember when I first heard of you, the very first song, believe it or not, was The Coolest.
Yes.
And I don't know
that
which
was
one
actually
came out
the
first.
second.
Okay, but the first one, if I'm correct, was Payback Some Mother?
Yes.
Okay, those two were on Techno Hop, and I always bought two because as a DJ, you cut shit up.
Right.
Now, the third record, and I know I'm probably jumping a little bit ahead, I think it was on Mac Daddy bass with, wasn't that Greg Mac's label?
Yes.
Okay.
Mac Daddy Records.
Mac Daddy Records.
That was Greg Mac's label and Artist.
Oh, okay.
Joe Cooley's homeboy.
Yes. Artist. Yes, I remember it. Because those are the first guys that I ever seen with finger waves.
Right.
Yeah,
They
finger
were
waves
my
and graphics in the
homeboys,
cars.
yeah.
Whatever happened to Artist?
He's around.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I had Joe here, and you know what? We never, it's like I'm not going to be able to.
Artist went away for a minute,
Uh-huh.
and he got out. He still had the big record collection.
Okay.
And I talked to him when he got out. He had a big store over there on Manchester and all that, but I just lost contact with him.
Okay, because
hope you're all right.
I didn't get a chance to ask Joe because I interviewed him here, and just like yourself, you have so much body of work that it's impossible to get to it in 2 hours. So we're gonna try, but I never got to ask him about Artists because that was like his boy. Like
They they used to dress alike.
Yeah.
Drive cars alike. Fuck the same girls, all that.
all that graphics on the cars and everything.
Yeah.
Now, as far as Techno Hop, when because Pooh, if I'm correct, produced Payback Some Mother and Coolest.
Yeah. Pooh produced all my early things, you know what I'm saying? Everything up to the Trifling album where we put on the Alcoholics.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
For the people that may not know, or the younger generation that may not know who DJ Pooh is, he's Red on Friday. I have to make that clear because some people just think that he's just a comedian actor.
Right.
No, this man's got a lot of history.
Yeah.
And but how did you meet him?
Through Scotty D.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the Feeler Shop in Pacoima.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was a DJ. I was a DJ too.
No shit.
Yeah. I started, that's what I
didn't even know that, man.
Yeah. DJ Terry T.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I met Scotty, that's how I got in as a DJ. But it was already too many DJs in the crew.
Right.
So, and Pooh didn't really like me that much back then because you know how people are, they you're trying to take their job and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was Pooh, and Bobcat would come around sometime, but Pooh was the main DJ, and this was before he was producing and all that. So me and Pooh started doing mixtapes together and Crazy Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all used to do the 4-track mixes, Crazy, Richard Pryor, and mixing. You hear about 5 or 10 songs playing at the same time.
Yeah.
And all that, talking shit. But I used to jump on the mic too. And Pooh used to say, you sound good, you know what I'm saying? He liked my voice, and then he the one gave me the name King T, DJ Pooh, and just started, and I just stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Me and J-Roll from the Alcoholics, you know, we turned into the MCs with a couple of more people that was in the crew too, you know, but that's the main people right there.
Now, if you could remember when Payback's Mother came out, what was the response that you were getting on the streets?
You gotta realize this is the beginning of West Coast hip hop. This is before NWA.
Yes.
You know what? It wasn't before Ice-T. You Don't Quit and Dog in the Wax, but this is around that time, the beginning, 80s, 88, 87.
Yes.
So people was brand new to it, but it got a better response on the East Coast.
Really?
Right, because when we did it at that same time, see, let me back up. Scotty D, when he introduced me to Roger Clayton, Uncle Jam's Army and all that, we were opening up for all the acts Roger Clayton would bring in. That means Run DMC, Beastie Boys, Real Roxanne, Whistle, Dana Dane, everybody, you know what I'm saying? So we're meeting these people. So they wanted Roger to introduce them to some producers from the West Coast to take to the East Coast. So they introduced to the LA Posse, which was part of Uncle Jam's Army, Daryl and Dwayne. Dwayne was Roger Clayton's cousin. They flew to New York to produce LL Cool J on Bad album. Then they bought Bob out. Then they bought Pooh out. Pooh took Payback Some Other out there, and it was the first West Coast record to be played on NYC radio waves by Marley Marl, DJ Red Alert. And that's why it got a bigger response out there, because the rapper was from the West Coast and it was on some boom bap shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That was
on the West, our rap was Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Egyptian Lover. That was my favorite, you know, and you know, that type of shit.
Right.
You know. But me and Pooh, we didn't want to do the same thing that was going on in the West at that time. We was on to Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, and shit like that, so we chose to roll the boom bap way.
Okay. Because as a DJ, I want to say that other than Eric B. and Rakim, that was like, if I'm correct, the second time I actually ever heard James Brown being sampled. Because at one point, James Brown being sampled like spread like fucking wildfire. Everybody was on that shit. Yeah. And then you guys did Payback Some Other. I liked that shit. I was like, who the fuck is that right there? Of course, it was James Brown. And then you guys did The Coolest, which to me was a fucking dope-ass song. But when I truly, truly became a King T fan, even though I was sold on you, was when you came out with Bass. You know? And you know what little part did it for me? Stop. Pooh dropped that bass. Oh my God. That's a DJ's wet dream right there, homie. Yeah. Every DJ cuts that shit up.
Influenced a lot, and the West, a lot of people from the West Coast used to hate when I used to say it, but we were very influenced by the East Coast making our early records, you know what I'm saying? It was the only way to go.
Of course, when you say boom bap, the very first, for me, the definition of boom bap, and correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe it's a good example, is the Criminal Minded album, Boogie Down Productions. That's my shit right there.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. Of course, by all means necessary, because my favorite rapper from the East Coast is KRS and then Rakim.
No doubt.
You know, and then from the, of course, from the West Coast, you're up there, top 5. You know, because again, I grew up listening to that, cutting it up, DJing. And one thing that I want to point out for a lot of DJs is that one thing that I think that inspired all of us, including, you know, my boys right here, is the way Pooh used to cut up on the records, which is one of the elements of hip hop, is DJing, and which I believe is missing from today's music. You know, especially on that song, "The Genius Is Back."
Yeah.
Oh my God! When I heard that, especially because I'm a huge Blowfly fan,
Yeah.
so when I heard the laugh in the very beginning, and then I hear you, then I hear Pooh rapping on there.
Well, that was Mixmaster Spade little thing right there. You know, that laugh. You know,
Yeah.
that lets you know that started off all his mixtapes, and you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So that was Mixmaster Spade.
Now that's what I wanted to ask you. How did you end up meeting Spade?
Scotty D. That's the whole thing. He introduced me to Compton.
Okay.
He took me to Mixmaster Spade. He took me to DJ Unknown. When he took me to Spade, they christened me from Compton. I was young, you know, and wild, running around. You know, I moved right around the corner. When I moved to Compton, I moved right around the corner from Mixmaster Spade.
Wow.
And
I
that
was
was it.
sold on him when I heard. I used to cut up the beat on the 2 turntables, now rocking on the mic.
He would play music for the whole neighborhood in his garage. He'd be in his garage, and the whole neighborhood would be, you know, partying. You know what I'm saying? Barbecuing and all. You know what I'm saying? And he'd be in the garage, just it's the Mixmaster Spade, and people loved it. You know, it was such a wonderful time.
Of course. You know that's another person that when I was doing a documentary, clientele shared a lot of stories about Mixmaster Spade, and he was saying if you didn't have a Mixmaster Spade, you know, mixtape back then,
Right.
You know,
Toddy T.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and then you of course probably met Toddy T through
Oh man,
Scotty D.
big old family right there. You know?
Now you know what? Let's talk about the infamous Act the Fool album cover.
Right.
Okay. Probably to me, my opinion, the most gangster album cover of all time.
And that's not what we was looking for.
But it happened. So you're
That
right.
was just one of the pictures that was taken when we was doing our photo shoot with Glenn Freeman. Glenn Freeman is the cat. See, when I got the deal with Capitol and we started working on the Act the Fool album, the first songs we recorded in New York at Chung King Studios, same studio. Like I told you, Pooh took the music out there,
Right.
and was working with LL Cool J, so they was on this East Coast thing. That's why we went out there to do the boom bap. If you listen to Act the Fool, it's boom bap. It's not West Coast.
Yes.
It's boom boom bap boom boom boom. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So we recorded our first few songs out there, and we were talking about I lose my train.
The album cover.
Right. Yeah, and that's how we met Glenn Freeman. Glenn Freeman shot all Run DMC, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys. He shot all them photos. So we wanted him to shoot our photos. He flew out, first time flying out to the West Coast, shot our covers. But he shot a gang of photos.
Right.
But he loved this one we just shot by a brick wall in Hawthorne. You know what I'm saying? We lived in the same apartment. We lived in this apartment building that just had a cool brick wall, and we just shot that. You know.
Now we're in the khaki suit, shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I'm correct, Pooh's right there,
Yeah,
next.
right.
Okay. Now when you open it up, if I'm correct, I think Spade is there and Scotty D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anybody?
Spade, Scotty, Roger Clayton,
Roger Clayton. Okay.
Andre Hooper, the owner of the Cadillac that was on the cover. Who else was on there? Some other gangster dudes from Compton that I can't remember. But yeah, that's how.
If you guys want to find out what we're talking about, or Google King T Act the Fool album cover, you'll see what they're talking about. Dope ass fucking cover, dope ass fucking album. I'll tell you what song really fucking gave me the goosebumps when I heard you perform it. Just Clowning. Oh man.
with Mixmaster Spade and Breeze.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Breeze. Oh man.
Now that's funny too. That's where I met Breeze too when working on the Act the Fool album in New York. He was out there working on. He's from New York.
Okay.
He was out there working on his album that never came out.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Cool. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We're gonna come right back, and I want to talk about how did you get the deal with Capitol, and I want to go through all the songs and ask you certain questions about certain songs.
no doubt. Let's
So,
do it.
all right, everybody. Once again, make sure you call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that King T, the Compton Legends, in the motherfucking building. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't fuck around. You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch. Call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch. Call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
Chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch. The shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the streets to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a gram.
Y'all heard, take it from the top.
Get that shit, new chop. Power move on.
If you mess with me.
Lonzo, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You sure?
Motherfucker, I'm ready, goddamn!
Like it ain't shit, cause I'm a player motherfucker named DJ Quick. It's a full-time jack move. Till he kill yo, homie, make the crack move. Style, me, mama, keep the big chicken. Sweat dripping, girl, it's a number when you chill.
Walked in the house, got shot.
1, 2, 3. Motherfucker, don't down this shit.
This is it, y'all.
Daddy.
I'm kick your ass.
Cut. We're good?
Wow. The instrumentation of, or the importance of the Roadium Swap Meet and the mixtapes in the careers of Eazy-E and NWA and Dre and Yella and a lot of other folks too, even Battle Cat, you know, was very, very high because, again, they needed an outlet, particularly when people weren't really checking for them and that sound that they were trying to create elsewhere. At the Roadium, you had at least a way to sort of mass market your stuff and have people listen to it and give it an opportunity and give it a chance. And because Steve believed in and already had a relationship with Dre and Yella, he was more open to allow them to do that. And they were doing mixtapes for him too. Dre was doing them, Yella was doing them. So you could squeeze in, or they could squeeze in or sneak in some of that NWA stuff. So when people bought the mixtapes and they heard the songs in there, yo, what's that song? It's dope, I wanna hear that again. So it was a way to really market NWA and market the material that they had that wasn't getting, you know, let's say the radio play or getting the distribution that it needed at that time.
You know, Steve is definitely a part of the beginning. He was there, gave everybody a voice, and that was in the beginning. It gave everybody inspiration to want to do more. Like you, made you want to do more. Like me, made me want to do more. Like you, everybody ran. It goes down. The list is so long on how the Roadium swap meet inspired people to be able to put music out because people couldn't put music out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you get your little song and you put it on the Roadium swap meet, it'll be all over LA. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to press up no records back in there. Well, you did, but if you got them to Steve, they would be on the mixtape because he would put them on the mixtape. And I remember he was bringing the big crate, and Steve, you get the crate and put them diamond style, and he would pick them up, give them to Drake, 4-track. They had the 4-track right there, and Steve would just sit there the whole day. They sit there the whole day. So I just remember that. I mean, a lot of stuff happened back then. We went our separate ways, but at some point, I still always remember. It's like your first grade teacher, you know her name.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 134. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead and jump right back into it with the Compton legend himself, King T, in the motherfucking building. Once again, thank you very much for coming. I usually don't say this a lot, but these are the type of interviews that I'm geeked out for because being a DJ, being a fan of hip-hop music, to have the guy that I used to bump his shit in my room, and my mom would tell me, turn that shit down.
Wow.
Especially bass. And then when bass, the remix came out, man, and then that fucking 808 kick drum kicked in when you had the 15-inch woofers in the back of a Nissan truck. Yeah. So everybody was bumping bass. And if you say you weren't bumping bass, you're fucking lying. Okay? Everybody was bumping that shit, especially the cutting, the scratching. Yeah. Like I was telling DJ C and DJ the Gap, that one thing about post-production, you're rapping.
Well, bass was produced by Pooh and Bobcat.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Originally.
But all the other, like the cutting and scratchings that he would put throughout the songs, he made DJs fall in love with that shit.
I used to love it. Yeah.
We used to buy the scratches. Period. Especially cutting up some suckers. That shit was hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it is
DJ Pooh.
DJ Pooh. Much love, much respect to DJ Pooh. Red. But now, okay, so now you get signed. Well, let me back up a little bit. 2 records come out on Techno Hop with Unknown DJ. And I remember everybody who's a fan knows that at the end of every record, everybody will say, Unknown.
No. That was You Better Bring a Gun. That was a B-side.
Okay.
On the B-side. That was the B-side to The Coolest on Techno Hop.
Okay.
And that was with the Compton Posse and all that. Yeah, that was Unknown saying that. Yeah, the McDonald's on Rosecrans just blew
that
up.
One. That one. Yeah. Whose idea was to say that, or that really happened?
That was Unknown. We was in there just partying, and yeah, it just happened.
Now, You Better Bring a Gun. If you're ever in Compton, that was because that was a sample from Heartbeat.
Yeah.
Heartbeat and
DJ Pooh.
DJ Pooh right there again. You know what? For those of you guys that don't know those songs,
the first song I did with Mixmaster Spade.
Oh,
that
really?
was the first time we was in the studio and everything. It was beautiful.
Yeah, because I remember the Geniuses back. That one was a green label.
Yeah, that came later.
Right.
That's after the direct deal with Capitol and everything. We started working on Mixmaster Spade stuff. Okay,
now, is it true, again, me being from this neighborhood, we hear on the streets that the Genius is back because he had just gotten out of jail. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he was in and out. Spade was a true hustler. And as a kid, I just I don't know what the right word is. I used to I used to idolize that, and that made me want to hustle and gang bang and all that. Cause Spade was the man in the hood. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a gang banger. No, he was a true hustler. He dope dealer. You know what I'm saying? Spade, he had Cadillacs with laces. And I was a kid, 16, 17 years old, driving these cars around. When they put me down, they put me down. So, of course, I'm going to put Compton. I'm a tattoo Compton on me and claim and yell Compton everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? These dudes show me how to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Pooh was the first one that I ever hear him scratch West Coast pop lock, California, city of Compton.
Yeah.
On that one track, and then later on, I heard Dre do it on some other songs. You know, so but I know they influenced each other. Homies.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, if you do the stories and just being as young as we were a true family, tight little circle, man.
Dope.
Still is.
So those two songs on Techno Hop come out, then your bass comes out on a Greg Mack's label. And this is not Craig Mack. This is Greg Mack, DJ from K-Day, and
created the mix masters and all that.
Yes. So that song comes out. What was the response that you got from bass?
It was huge.
Yeah.
You know, it got me recognized to where Ice-T took a hold of me. Ice-T at this time was creating the situation, Rhyme Syndicate, management, and label, because he had to deal with Warner Brothers and all that. So Ice took me under his wing. I went on tour with him, European tour, all that.
Shit.
Yeah. And he got me to deal with Capitol Records.
Now, when bass first came out on that silver label, how old were you? Do you remember at that time?
Probably about 17. Yeah.
And touring the world already.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, now you get signed to Capitol. We kind of fast forward a little bit, but I want to bring something up because I have the track listings here. Okay, so track 1, you have Act a Fool, which to me is the fucking instant classic, along with the remix of Act a Fool that came out later on a 12-inch.
Right.
That you know, as a matter of fact, Jinx is the one that introduced me to that single. Then, of course, track 2, you did Cold Rock Stuff.
Right.
And then you had The Coolest. And of course you had Flirt, Bagging on Moms. As a matter of fact, on that record, that was the one where you got your, what was it? Something about your mom got so much. I
can't remember. Well, we used to play the Dozens a lot. So,
right.
Yeah.
What was it? You got so much hair under your underarms, look like you got buckwheat in a headlock.
Right. Yeah.
That one. That shit was hard. Then you had, of course, bass remix.
Yeah.
Let's Dance, guitar playing, Payback Some Mother, Just Clowning, I Got It Cold. Okay, 11 tracks on that record.
Right.
All of them produced by Pooh, I think. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. If I had to twist your arm and ask you what was your favorite track on that first album, what would you say?
Wow. I would have to say guitar playing.
Really?
Because I was a co-producer on that. I basically sat in the studio. This is when the SP12, you know.
Yeah.
Pooh taught me how to sample, and you know, I took a hold of it, and that's how I got into production.
Right.
So it was I was excited working on that song because I was co-producer.
Okay.
Flirt was 1, 2.
Okay.
After that, it would have to be Let's Dance. It was an experience, you know what I'm saying? It was an experience at that young age.
Right. And now I want to give the younger generation a picture of what I mean when you said the SP1200, because I still love the SP1200.
Yeah.
You know, I still have all my floppy disks, all of them from the 80s.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, at the end of this month, I'm going to have a special guest where we're both going to bring out our SP1200s and we're going to play old school beats, you know. Now, today, you have hours of sampling time if you need them on laptops, you know, where kids can just sample or use whatever.
Right.
Back then, we had 10 seconds on an SP12. Each pad was 2.5, so you had to get creative. And that's why I think music back then is better than today's music that's out now, because we had less and we got more creative. Today, I feel we have more and the music is dumbed down. My opinion.
Yeah. It's too simple now. Like and you get in you got YouTube now where anybody could go learn and how to, you know what I'm saying? Back then we didn't have all that.
Right, right. Yeah, back then if you had a snare, you had a truncated, you had a kick, an 808 kick.
That used to be the fun, you know, slow it down. When you sampling, put the
45.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and it was dope because you could put the record on 45, then slow it down. Then it gave it that grimy sound that people today are trying to emulate. What was that grimy, eerie sound? Well, you had to slow it down, and that was just the sound of the SB12.
Right.
You know,
used to love it. I still love it.
Yeah, same here. I heard, I don't know how true it is, but that they're redoing it. I'm not sure if it's Emu that's doing it.
They already did it.
Oh, is it out already?
Broadway called me the other day, said he had one. It's called the 2400 or something.
It's not the white one, is it?
No, it's the same color and all that. Same, by the same people and everything. Ain't it? Emu? No. It's not by Emu?
The 2400 is by,
somebody totally different?
It's down.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's back. They got something like it back out.
Yeah. Well, my top 3 songs off your first album, Act a Fool, I have to say Act a Fool, and these are not in order. Bass, and I have to say Just Clowning. Just Clowning, I could play at any party and get that motherfucker rocking.
Yeah.
You know, so those were party rockers right there. Now, that album comes out. How far did that album take you? Did you tour everywhere with that album?
Toured I went on tour with Ice Cube. I went on tour with Too Short. Went on the European tour. All that.
Okay. Now, back then, you guys got plaques for gold platinum.
Yeah.
Today, you get plaques for streams or whatever.
Yeah.
It's different because back then it just felt awesome to receive a gold plaque for selling 500,000 or a million records. Today, people get, you know what? YouTube gave me a plaque, or I got plaque for streams, and it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I miss of those days. Yeah. You know, to be able to say that my record is going to be out on Monday, and it's Friday at 9:00, and we can't go to Music Plus, Tower Records, Sam Goody's, or whatever.
It's a whole different situation now.
Yeah.
Trying to, and we're studying it and trying to figure it out as me as an old school producer and artist, trying to find my way with it, because it's a different situation. I don't understand streams and where do I go to? Spotify, Tidal, it's just all new. You know what I'm saying? I'm lost, kind of.
That's exactly how I still feel.
So I went and tried to create my own shit.
Okay.
With Likwit Radio, and we're still building on it. You know what I'm saying? To where basically trying to build another Tidal or Sirius or Dash. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, and I know you got DJC, DJ The Gap. Likwit Radio.
Yeah, that's that's one of the best shows we got right now on Likwit Radio. Boom Bap meets the G shit is killing it right now, and we're just creating, just still going, and it'll probably take more years, 5 years from now, but we're gonna be there.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Okay, so now. That record comes out. You know what? Now here's an interesting question, because today, people could finish up an album, let's just say within a month, maybe even a month and a half. Back then, do you remember how long it took from Act a Fool, from the time you started to the end of that record? How long did it take you guys to create that album?
A month.
Really? Yeah. A month. Wow. So that means you guys have been working every single day.
Every day. Yeah. I say a month recording the album,
right,
and about a week and a half mixing. Because that's what it's all about, the mix.
The mix.
You know what I'm saying? To this day.
Who engineered that? Was it still Vacek on that first album?
Vacek on, yeah.
Okay.
That's how we learned about mixing and engineering, from Vacek.
Okay. Yeah. Now, so this album, Act a Fool, comes out. how long before the next one, which is Play at Your Own Risk album drops?
Well, it's usually about a year. You know what I'm saying? And when I got the deal with Capitol, it was a deal for, I think, 3 albums. So we tried to knock that out real quick, you know, so we could get to the next level of our deal, which would just be more money and less constraint that they have on us and all that. So, you know, we worked pretty fast. It was like every year we did Act a Fool. After that, it was a year and a half probably, and we came out with At Your Own Risk.
Because that Act of Fool came out in 1988, and then At Your Own Risk came out in 1990.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think the next one was 92, if I'm correct. Which was
the Trifling album, 93.
Okay, 93. Yeah. So let's look a little bit at the Trifling album. Okay. Okay, let me see, just to make sure I got the right one. Okay, that one has At Your Own Risk, obviously the first track, the intro, then At Your Own Risk. Then it has Rough Rhyme, which is
that's the Trifling album.
Let me make sure.
That's At Your Own Risk.
Okay, Trifling album. At Your Own Risk, yes. At Your Own Risk, Rough Rhyme, On the Dance Tip, J. Dre, Scandalous, Take You Home. Diss You, I thought was an interesting song. It was something,
me too.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting.
Now, who produced that track?
Pool. It was I think we worked with Bilal Bashir on that, and Rashad Coles.
Okay.
Rashad Coles was part of a production team that we created called the Boogeymen.
Yes.
DJ Pool, Bobcat. I was a loose affiliate with it, and DJ Pool. I said and Rashad Coles.
Okay. I like that song. You know what I thought it was kind of on, to be honest with you, because during that time you had what's his name, Tone Local Wild Thing. You had a Young MC.
That's the only reason that song was created, and I was paid to make it. I'm not trying to take anything from it, but I really didn't want to do it, but I was paid to do it. They bought me a Benz. You got to realize this was the time that Wild Thing,
Bust a Move.
They, this was the hot shit on the West Coast, and our A&R, which didn't know really nothing about urban music. They didn't have no urban department at Capitol Records when they signed me. They didn't have they had an R&B, but they didn't have no. They didn't know nothing about rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had a pop department. The pop department is actually who signed me, Tim Devine and all that. All they had, the only rap they had was the Boogie Boys, and that was out of the East Coast. So that
Boogie Boys, Fly Girl,
You Ain't Fresh,
right?
But that was coming out of the East Coast, So
okay,
they didn't know what to do, and they asked me to do it. They gave me $20,000. $20,000 back then was like, shit, I'm rich.
Right. And it came out as a single, and I remember Steve told me.
We did a video, everything.
Yeah. I put it on a mixtape as well.
Dang.
And I Should Diss You. That was a remake or a sample from Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you that want to look that song up.
Our A&R at that time, Tim Devine, was friends with somebody that controlled the Rolling Stones music catalog and all that.
Oh, shit.
So it was easy to get.
Okay. Then you had track 9, Time to Get Out. Then track 10, Can This Be Real, which was a dope ass song. And then of course you had E Get Swift, Do Your Thing, King T Production, Play Like a Piano, another fucking dope ass cut. Now let me ask you on this one, if you had a favorite song
on that album.
On that album, yes.
It would have to be Play Like a Piano.
Yes.
At Your Own Risk, because I mostly produced that. Anything that I was more involved in, I really took, serious. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I would have to say my favorite top 3 on here is At Your Own Risk, Rough Rhyme, and I would say Play Like a Piano. In no specific order, those are just the shit that I used to just bump. Again, because I'm a huge King T fan. So now let's move on to the third record, which is the Trifling. Okay, this one has a lot of cuts on here. I think it's like, let me see, 16. Drunk Technique.
Yeah, it was also the time where I think I took more control of King T, because everything before that, it was me and Pooh. Me and Pooh made decisions on whatever, half and half. We split it, all money and all that. But see, by this time, Pooh was producing other people like Ice Cube, Dale, Funky Homo Sapien, Yo-Yo, all that. He would bring me in too for production and all that. That's what I mean by the boogeymen. But I took more control of that third album, and I brought my crew along, the Alcoholics, and that's where the Likwit started.
By the way, once again, those first 3 albums, the covers again.
Yeah, all Glenn Friedman. We used him for all the covers.
Yeah, you guys look up the first 3 album covers as well. Act a Fool, once again, At Your Own Risk, and then the Trifling album. Okay. Of course, I Got a Bad Y'all. That's when you guys are introducing the Alcoholics, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's first single too.
First single. That shit was fucking hard. On the Rocks. And I remember it was funny because you guys had a lot of like drunk like skits. Hey, quit bumping the stern table. King T's drunk again. That shit is hard, man. That shit is hard.
That was the beginning of the Licks. We bring in the Alcoholic crew in.
Yeah.
It was a time where everybody was bringing their crews on board, like the Terror Squad, Lynch Mob, and that was the time of the crews.
Yeah. Speaking of crews, I know you've seen Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being 100% real. On a scale of 1 to 10,
no, come on now.
Okay. Next question, right?
All right.
Okay, next. Okay,
I'll say, I mean, come on. That's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not going to be 100%. So I'll say about 65, 70% real.
Okay.
Because I was there. I know a lot of stuff, and I didn't see a lot of that. So maybe that's just my personal opinion and all that. But it was a great movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'll tell you why I liked it, because I ended up getting caught up in the whole 80s scene again, that I forgot that I was watching an NWA movie. I felt like I was just watching an 80s movie.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it like that. I mean, I thought it was a dope fucking movie. And then people asked me, do you think it's real? I just liked it, bro.
Yeah. It was real. What they showed was real, but some of it was a little, they put a lot on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, they kept a lot of stuff out.
Right. Okay.
Well, maybe they kept me out.
Well, I mean, you used to be Audio Treatments a lot. Audio Treatments here in the city of Torrance.
I mean, I used to open for them every time we went on tour together. I mean, me and Dre tore up hotels together. All that. So that's just me.
Threw TVs out the window.
Yeah. How you know about that?
I did my homework, T. I did my homework. So, Just Blawton, At Your Own Risk, King T's Beer. We got the Fat
King
Joint.
T's Beer Stand. With Ice Cube.
Yeah, you're right.
That wasn't nothing but a St. Ives commercial.
Right. Now, one thing about my boy Omar right here, huge fan of yours. We have a CD of all your St. Ives commercials.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just mine?
Well, the ones you rapped.
Because it's a CD with all of them.
Okay, then I don't remember which ones we had.
No, all St. Ives commercials with Biggie and Tupac.
Oh, no, these were just yours.
Oh, okay.
These were just yours. Because, at least, correct me if I'm wrong, you were the first one that did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We asked, the first person we asked to do one was Ice Cube, and then it went on from there. You know what I'm saying?
Now, once again, for the younger generation, St. Ives was a 40-ounce beer.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a beer. And I remember I even saw commercials where I saw Pooh in the commercials.
Yeah,
and
we did a TV commercials. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of like the beginning of like the comedy side of you guys coming out, you know, which was so fucking dope. I'm just trying to see how much time we got. Okay, cool. Then we got Where the Ho's At, Ho Before the Homie. And then Blow My Socks Off. Okay. And then let me see, Blow My Socks Off. Trifling, and I'm not going to say the Nigga word, but Black Together Again. Bust That Ass.
Yeah.
The Great. If I Had to Twist Your Arm, favorite song off of here.
Damn. See, I'm gonna have to just say it's a few. It's more than a few because I controlled more of that album.
Okay.
I that was one of my favorite albums. That's why when I did my mixtape, I called it the Trifling. You know.
Right.
But I got it bad because that video. It was one of the best videos I did with the Alcoholics. Don't Put a Hole Before the Homie with Ice Cube and Deadly Threat. The Great. You know, I had to say The Great.
I Got a Bad Job.
Also was on there was the remix of At Your Own Risk, I think. Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
With Marley Marl.
Okay.
And that's
At Your Own Risk, they call it the Buddha mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Marley Marl. Yeah, damn, Marley Marl.
Yeah.
Now, we're not talking about Molly Marl.
Right.
This is Marley Marl, the real
Juice
one.
Crew.
Yeah.
Marley Marl.
Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say. The Juice Crew from the East Coast.
Right.
That's the guy with Jingling Baby, LL, classics. I think one of the first guys that I ever heard sample Impeach the President. And then
Really?
Jere did it.
Yeah. MC Shan.
Yeah.
See, this is who I modeled the Liquid Crew after. The Juice Crew. MC Shan, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Roxanne Shante, DJ Marley Marl. You know, that's my favorite shit right there.
Right.
And that's what I was going for.
You know what was one of my favorite songs to cut up back in the day? Remember, I think it was called Bang Zoom, the real Roxanne and Howie T.
Yeah.
Remember when she did that song, Drifting on a Memory? Oh.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Fuck, when I hear some of those songs to me, we want to fucking cry because I love those times, man. You know, I mean, that was the day that, like, I couldn't wait to go to the fucking record store. I want two, you know? Take two records, go home and fuck them up. And then sometimes what I used to do, I used to keep two records brand new and then grab the other two records, slice it open, tape everything, keep the plastic on, and then put them in the plastic sleeve that I took care of my shit.
That's a DJ, boy.
Yeah.
True DJ.
Take care of my shit. So, I mean, and then when you go over these guys' crib, they got all fucking records right there, too.
Right.
Now, I want to go ahead and give a shout out because somebody kept asking me for a song that I use on one of my mixtapes. I want to say it right now. Dizzle Daz, that one song. Remember at the very end, Compton's in the house.
It's My Turn?
It's My Turn by Dizzle Daz.
Ding, 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 and everybody used to speed it up.
Yes, yes. So those of you that asked, because I sampled it and I put it under I'm Not Your Puppet on a mixtape. And I think at the end of the DOCUMIXERY, it's Dizzle Daz, It's My Turn. So go ahead and Google that, and that's yours. So, and a lot of you guys have been asking about that other song that I played during the breaks. I'm not going to tell you. So, anyways, yeah, because they'll be biting my shit. So, you know what? Because some guy asked me, hey, man, what song is that? I said, why? Because I want to play it on my podcast. No, you know? Shit. But, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take another 10-minute break. We're going to come right back. And I know we're going to speed up a little bit because I want to talk about you signing with Aftermath.
Right.
Okay. And a little bit about hanging out with Suge and them at Death Row.
No doubt.
All good. Okay, everybody. Once again, Make sure you call somebody, text somebody, you know the rest. I'm about to start drinking, so the alcoholics just entered into the building. So we'll be back 10 minutes. You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch. You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
A Roadium mixtape to me was something that was made just for the Roadium. You wouldn't hear it anywhere else. And they would do raps on those tapes that were nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? And they were truly the first mixtapes that we ever heard, you know? And they would shout the Roadium out, and you could kind of tell it was like someone's garage, maybe. The little echo, you know what I mean? It wasn't completely perfect and polished yet. But that was the beauty of it, that it was so raw that we could feel that shit. And I would just play them shits and draw. That was my inspiration, my motivation to draw. So I always had to have some type of music. You know, if it wasn't the Dynamic Superiors or the Temporis or some funk playing, it was, you know, second to none. It was quick. It was the Penthouse Players, you know, High C. And Tony G was at that time was like a god too. You know what I'm saying? He was out there DJing Latin freestyle parties, and all the girls had their hairspray like a lion and shit, and hickeys on their neck, and man, pushing strollers, and we'd be like, ooh, look at, you know, these parties at La Casa and shit, you know what I'm saying, in downtown, and mini trucks, and beds were folded in the air like transformers and shit in the boulevard, coming up and changing and flipping, and subwoofers beating before the person even hit the corner. You get goosebumps, like, damn. And Elko would bend the corner on Dayton's, and you were like, ooh, that fool's strapped right there. That fool gotta be strapped. Motherfucker had candy ribbons, little Willie ribbons from Compton on the side of his shit. Jerry curl dripping all over his shit. Bent over to the side, bumping that fucking Roadium shit. And he had a tape that only came from right there. And if you didn't know about that place or you didn't live in that area, you didn't have that shit. So that's kind of one up that the harbor area had on a lot of other people. Compton was next door, but that harbor area was ended in Gardena. You know what I'm saying? So, man, those were great times, man.
A Roadium mixtape is like a kilo of cocaine. It's like a kilo of amigo powder. You get that shit, you cut that motherfucker open and you put it in your motherfucking CD player and you start listening and you be like, that's dope, shit, this is dope. How you do that? But really, a Roadium mixtape, bro, if you haven't experienced it and you was in hip hop back then, I don't know what the hell you was doing. You done fucked up. A Roadium mixtape is like, it's a kilo of cocaine. Music wise, I'm saying, motherfucker.
Man, that's a little tough, but I'll tell you what, it was the best thing ever for me, man. It was just kind of like something you never heard about. And especially West Coast was not getting that shine at the time, you know? So you would go to this place and they would make a custom tape, like, you know? And not knowing what it was just the sound that came out of those tapes that, if I'm correct, you'd have to like, I would be feeling for those things if it was monthly, if not sometimes bi-monthly, but a tape, it was just a mixture of the latest songs all mixed together. But the intro had like this crazy mix that I at the time I believed that it was like 4 turntables at the same time, but I was like, how the hell are they doing this? Like, was it Superman behind the turntables or something like that? But a mixtape was a real mixtape. It was actually a cassette too, you know.
Just do 1 2 1 2. Right about now, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy, it's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium spot, man, to pick up one of them NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man. That's my man throwing down. Hey, Mom, what's for dinner?
Yo, this is how I see it. Tony A chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch. The shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh to be this week across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the street to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a gram.
Y'all heard, take it from the top.
Get that shit, new chop. Power move on.
If you mess with me.
Ice Cube getting dumb at the Roadium with the funky drum, and you know my man Steve can get some. With a fool like Tony A when he plays stupid dope shit by WA. You wanna spray? Dumb motherfuckers, no doubt. And sucker DJ, get the fuck out. Tony A.
What did you say your name? What did you say your name?
Tony A.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money.
Are we live? Oh shit. Is everybody in? Okay, hey, episode 134, King T, drunk again. So, King T, my friend, my brother, okay. I poured you a shot.
Yeah.
So, cause I'm gonna start drinking a little bit.
Okay.
When I say a little bit, I'll usually end up taking like 6 of these motherfuckers. And then I'll end up regretting everything the next day. But anyways.
Gotta put you down with the liquid there.
Yes. So, you know what? Let's take one toast.
Let's do it.
And I always like to say to a long and prosperous life.
No doubt.
So, much love, much respect, brother.
More blessings.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Yes.
It's funny how we've been to a lot of the same places. Well, mostly I've been to audio treatments. I only been to Death Row one time. And I went, once again, it was almost like...
You're talking about Can-Am.
Correct,
Right.
correct. And it's like Scotty D was like my Steve Yano.
Right.
You know, met everybody through him. And so you were at and when I say Ruthless, talking about Audio Treatment Studio, because that's where that one song, All in the Same Gang, was recorded. Okay. So you end up going to Death Row, not necessarily signing with them, but you're there while they're recording and...
No. I think you have it confused. You mean Ruthless?
No, you were Ruthless first, meaning like you were going there...
Mm-mm.
Okay, maybe you're not understanding.
Are you talking about Aftermath?
No. It's Here's where I'm going at. Ruthless, Death Row, and then Aftermath. Because you ended up signing to Aftermath. Correct?
Right after, I ended up signing to Aftermath right after Universal.
Right.
MCA.
Right. Okay.
The
no,
Dippin' song.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, no, but I guess the question that I was asking you is, when Dre and them were recording the first Chronic album, you were around them.
Oh, yeah, because like I said, we were always a tight-knit circle, you know what I'm saying? You know, NWA just took off and, you know, and everybody was doing their own thing, but we always kept in contact and visit each other and want to hear each other's shit,
Right.
you know, so, yeah. But, yeah, I used to they pop up on me, but yeah, it wasn't about no signing or anything.
No.
We didn't even really do music together. We just was trying to keep that friendship level. Barbecues with your family, moms and uncles, that type of shit, you know.
Okay.
You know.
Now let me ask you something that maybe a lot of people don't ask you. When you first heard the Chronic album, okay, and even though I'm sure you were there when they were creating it, what was your opinion on it?
It was, well, you got to go back to Deep Cover.
Yeah.
When Dre, did and bought the kid Snoop, it was just like, wow, it was phenomenal, you know what I'm saying? I loved the way, it was just something different, you know. Snoop created his own lane. And then they created the Death Row shit, and it was phenomenal. The Chronic was like a whole new sound.
Yeah.
It was they gave you the visual of the Compton gangster shit. I think, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody else was doing that. They wasn't scared to show you how it really went down in Compton and how they partied and the picnics and the, we wasn't. People got to realize too, when I was working on my music at Capitol and things like that, we couldn't even rap about the shit and that Snoop was rapping about, and Too Short and all, you know what I'm saying, bitch and fucking bitches. And they wouldn't let me rap, and killing niggas, they wouldn't let me rap about that shit.
Because if I'm correct, back then, like the way they did with us, whenever High C wrote something, they'd want to read it.
Yeah.
And no, you can't say this.
No, it wasn't about read. We would record it And no, we're not. You know, you got to change some of that and all that. Man, I got some shit in the car with me and the alcoholics and all that I wanted to put out before I got it bad. They turned all that down when I did the before I did Dippin' on when I was working on that album, me and the Alcoholics and Exhibit. It was a lot of shit they didn't let us put out. But soon as Biggie hit, soon as Snoop hit, Tupac, it was. What fucked it up was Cop Killer.
Yeah.
You know, and NWA, Fuck the Police and all that. So you got to realize we was signed to a major.
Right.
It wasn't going there. If we were independent, they couldn't do nothing about it, but they was on it.
Yeah, because I know Ice-T's Cop Killer made fucking headlines. I mean, and of course...
everybody got scared after that.
Yeah. Fuck the police, and then they were just like, nah, no more.
But see, Easy, Dre, they were independent.
Yeah.
So they...
Yeah, they had a little bit more room to release shit. Yeah. Okay, so now let me ask you this, because I know a lot of people always hear stories on the streets, and you don't have to go into details, but and you hear stuff from the movie. Was a lot of that shit real that we hear about what was going on at Death Row as far as the studio, as far as the shugs, the fights, the people getting beat up and shit like that?
75 to 80%, yeah. You know, like I said, well, you talking about street gossip or movies? Like, shit.
Just whether
because
street gossip, I guess.
If you heard it in the street, it was probably real. If you see it in a documentary, they're gonna put a lot on it.
They're gonna Hollywoodize it.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think that's what people love. In Spanish, we say chismes. People love gossip. So if you put a little bit more on there, it sounds juicier. And people, you know,
the producer, the writer, and all that, they're gonna put their 2 cents in. No, this gonna make it better, and all that, you know. But yeah, it was like that, you know.
Yeah.
Not with the circle,
right?
But you know, people saw who they could punk and who they could take advantage of, and they did. That's what this business is about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on your game.
Yeah, yeah. I remember talking to one of the guys that was signed there, and I'll never say no names, but when I bring it up to him and I asked him, he got real fucking serious. He was all smiles, and he got like, yeah, man, I just, you know, I was just trying to get the fuck out of there, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and then another guy, and we're talking about multi-platinum artists. I asked him when I was interviewing him for the documentary. Once again, not to mention no names, he was all smiles when I said, hey, man, were some of those stories true? And he just went like, yeah, man, I just wanted to get out of there. It almost made it fucking seem like it was a horror movie, at least to these two individuals.
Yeah, the thing is, people wanted to be, these people that wanted to be down with Death Row, you saw what Death Row was about. Death Row was about Death Row. They putting out gangster shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it attracts regular square ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? And they come, and when they get into it, oh, they're talented and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when it's time to deal with this gangster shit that Death Row is about, are you about that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you ready to stand up for yourself or protect yourself? And if you bitch up or you punk up, it's just where it goes.
Yeah, it's just where it goes. Okay. So Dre leaves Death Row. He starts Aftermath. And you said you were there actually before. Mm-hmm. It was actually called Aftermath. It has another name. Mm-hmm. But you ended up getting signed to Aftermath. Can you share how that ended up happening?
I was hunted down by DJ Bobcat once again, and Daryl Pierce. They were actually A&R. Well, Bob was a producer with Aftermath, and Daryl was A&R.
Okay.
They didn't have they were trying to figure out what they were gonna call it, but yeah, they got me in there quick. because me and Dre had already, you know, I was leaving Universal because I didn't have a record deal with MCA Universal. Me and Broadway, DJ Broadway, had a production deal,
right?
With and that was over with after the Dippin' album and all that, because basically got robbed, you know.
Okay.
So I was looking for a situation. It was the perfect time. It was just perfect timing and everything.
Okay. So you ended up getting signed there. Who started the production on your album?
It was Aftermath team.
Okay.
First person I went in the studio with was Glove.
Okay.
We did first producer I went in was with Butter and worked on the song Fame. That's on the Aftermath compilation. Then we did Straight Gone.
Okay.
And then me and Glove did That's Drama. And it was on after that. Dre was like, hey, do whatever you want. You know, it was on. And I loved it. It was like, it was just a whole different vibe. It was just, I was in heaven. And I think I made some of the best music I've ever made over there. Not taking anything from the things I'd done with Pooh and Bob. It was just a different, because Dre was different. He wasn't on the NWA shit no more. If you listen to that Aftermath compilation, it's just a whole different vibe, you know what I'm saying, than what he was doing.
Okay. Now, I was disappointed, and I'm trying to choose the right words because I heard the album.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I'm correct, it never got released.
My album?
Right. What I'm saying is...
the Aftermath compilation or the Thy Kingdom Come album?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Now, the word on the street was, and when I say the word on the street is amongst producers, DJs or whatever, that it got shelved. It got put on hold.
Okay.
How much truth is there to that?
I didn't want to, when it was going down, I didn't want to give it a chance to get shelved. So I asked to be released.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. I asked to go.
Okay.
Because it would, like you said, it was talk that it was going to be shelved. That was Dre's thing. If he didn't hear, and I can't, that's why I say I shouldn't have, that I regret that. Because I should have just sat my ass down and got it to the point to where he felt comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And at that time too, he also signed Eminem. Okay. So Eminem was like coming with that blah blah blah, and he just, you know what I'm saying? And I can't be mad at that. And so that intimidated me a lot. And that's my brother. That's my homeboy. Let me roll. Let me go somewhere else. Let me put it out myself. He didn't give me no trouble. Okay, all right. And I ended up trying to take it to Ruthless with Tamika.
Yes.
And he granted her permission and all that. Things just didn't work out like it was supposed to. It was some internal things with my management and Tamika at the time. Tamika was doing a lot of weird shit at the time, you know. So, you know, it just didn't happen. And let me keep it 100. I wasn't feeling what I was doing after I left Dr. Dre.
Right.
I didn't have that feeling no more. Even with he let me leave with the music.
Right.
It's just, if I'm not gonna have that machine behind me.
Yeah.
And you know, the music I'm making now over here with Ruthless, it ain't the same, you know.
Right. And the same vibe, the same atmosphere, just it.
Nobody works like Dre. And that when I was working on my album, I had carte blanche. It You know, it was beautiful. Any producer I wanted to work with, from Pete Rock to DJ Quick to who you want to mix album, DJ Poole. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know, whatever you want. And it's Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
You know, just for the people that may not know your history or the history of Dre as far as him as a producer, because one thing that I like to try to cover, T, is that maybe 10 years from now, there's a 10-year-old kid, he'll be 20, he's looking at this interview and he wants to know who Dr. Dre is for some reason. When you said no one works like Dr. Dre, what can you elaborate a little bit more on that for those that may not know what you went through as far as what you experienced?
Well, through my career, creating 3 projects with Capitol, creating a project with MCA, it was controlled. You know what I'm saying? There was a budget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There wasn't none of that with Dre. He made you feel he made you feel comfortable. He don't worry about no bills.
No shit.
Give me are you in debt? Are you whatever? You need to have your mind right. You need to be comfortable,
right,
for you to create. And he's heard music by me. You know, we know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So he probably saw, you know, you know, what I could put, you know, and he saw my hustle when I got in the studio. I never wanted to leave that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Working with his team and when it come time to work with Dr. Dre, we flew out. We flew to another.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
So, yeah. So what I was saying is your mind got to be right. Let's get your bills out the way. Is your mama all right? She need a house? What, your kids cool? What?
Wow.
So he took care of all of that. Now, go do your work. And you have no worries. I came with the best shit I've ever come. Man.
Wow, that's awesome. I heard the record. I loved it. And I'm going to tell you this. When I first found out that King T was signed to Aftermath, as a fan, as a DJ and a producer, real fans were saying, yes, finally. You know, because we know your work with Pooh and we loved it. But now you're with Dre.
And I think it was just that time. It was supposed to come at the perfect time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I grew into what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It was that time. And it was just a lot going on back then. So I don't know if it was on its way to get shelved because we shot a video. We had a single ready. But me hearing what you said, rumors and gossip, I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
And I asked, and he didn't he didn't give me no trouble. You know what I'm saying?
You know, from the time that you signed with them and the time you left, how long would you say that was?
About 2 years. I signed with them in it was supposed to come out in 98. So I signed with them in like 90. So no, I say about a year. It was a year.
Wow. And like by your own admission, you said, you know what, I shouldn't have left. You jumped the gun. Yeah. Okay. Now back to that album. For the people that may not know did you ever release that record?
No. I don't know what happened, but it got a lot of the music got bootleg. None of the true shit.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of sessions got bootlegged and shit like that.
And I wonder which copy I have because I have a copy of that record. But like
is
I said,
it a turkey on it?
No. Is it?
It's the one turkey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bootleg.
Okay. Then I guess we're gonna have to get the real one from King T.
If I can get it.
No, but now that album cover was actually a little bit different, if I'm correct, from the because it was when you were sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
Okay. From the first 3 albums, I thought that was different. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
You know, but keep in mind, were King
It was
T
a new
fans.
King T.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, King T fans, and we were excited, and it never came out. So that was a disappointment to all of us. So now, if we speed up a little bit ahead, what is for the fans that love King T, that love his music, that still bump his shit? What can people expect 2021? Whether it's podcasts, whether it's radio, whether it's music, what do you have in the works?
Well, I'm doing a lot. I mean, how could I say this? It's like I'm just now waking up and trying to get back. You know what I'm saying? Because I left. I lost my daughter, and a whole lot of stuff happened to where I kind of fell under. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry to hear that. My
You know what I'm
condolences.
saying? Got divorced. A lot of bullshit happened. You know what I'm saying? And I take a lot of blame up for it because, depression is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been on a mic trying to rap in about 3 or 4 years. I haven't written anything. I'm getting antsy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I still got it or whatever. So, but I've been getting into the business more, my production side. Something I've always wanted to do. Like I said, my dreams was just to become a DJ, a DJ, be on the turntables.
Right.
So I created my own radio station, stream or whatever, and just building that, and it's becoming real fun working with people like Boom Bap meets the G shit, Ricky Waters, and me and Jimmy Bones created it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let me shout him out. But it's just the journey is I'm seeing more of the journey I've had, and I'm enjoying that more in creating business. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with my brother Exhibit on the cannabis line, Napalm, and that's blowing up. And so, we'll see about me getting back on the mic. I would love to get with my brothers from the Likwit crew and create an album. That would probably be the next King T album with my crew.
Okay.
That's about it.
Well, I believe King T still has a lot of music in him, but let me say this to you. If anything, just give us one more. Just give us one more, because there's a lot of us fans that love your shit, Now, I know you said that, your mind was free when you were Aftermath, and you were working on some of your best stuff there.
Not to cut you off, I would want the fans to recognize the people that King T has put on, like the Licks and Exhibit and so forth, the crew and all that, from Raz and all that, and everybody that was that gravitated towards the Likwit crew, Planet Asia, Dilated, all Loop Pack, whatever.
Right.
Take that and watch what we do with Likwit Radio, how we put people on, and you know what I'm saying?
Awesome, man.
Yeah, that's what the legacy I want to leave for my children and things like that. Because the music is fine. My kids really don't like my music. You know what I'm saying? My kids is on, they on Wiz Khalifa and Lil Baby and all that. And all that's good. It's good, but it's got to be bigger than rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's got to be bigger than rap.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Where I was going with my question is, how you said you created some of your best music was with Aftermath. If I had to ask you King T's favorite album, which one? I asked you your favorite songs. Mm-hmm. Which would you say would be your favorite album of all?
I haven't done my best yet.
That's a good answer.
I haven't done it yet.
Because the reason why I say that's a good answer, because that makes us fans happy.
Yeah, and it's generational. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it 100. When you were talking about the early work and the songs you were naming, and then I hear it in my head, it was like, oh, you know, I'm not hating on my own shit, but I don't know if artists are like this. You know, I'm hard on myself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that right. I could have did that better, but you know what I'm saying? I played a role, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I haven't did my best yet because it's always going to get better.
Yes. And you know what? No, there's a lot of artists that feel that way, that when I interviewed him here, I've had Raz here, Chris the Glove, and you know what? I didn't really like that song. No, that song was a shit. I didn't really like it. And I get it, you know. You know, my first album, believe it or not, I produced High C's first album, okay?
Yeah.
And we were, I say lucky enough because I was not a producer. I was like you, just wanted to be a DJ. Started doing mixtapes. We got a record deal. Eventually, we got a gold record. To me, that was like, okay, I got my dream. I'm done.
Right.
But people tell me, oh, you know what? That was so dope. In my mind, I'm like, I thought that album was all right. You know, I was just barely learning and shit, you know. But so I understand how you feel, you know. But now, other than that, once again, anything that I didn't ask you, anything you want to promote, you know, T, because look, your career is so big, it's impossible to cover in 2 hours. Okay, and as much as I want to sit here and talk about fucking Compton Indoor and you know, khaki suits,
we all enjoyed it. I was blessed.
I'm gonna take another shot. I don't know if you want one.
Come on, man! I created the crew.
Hell yeah! Now we talking.
Alcoholics.
Now we talking.
Salud.
King T's drunk again.
But no, the way I look at it now is like I said earlier, the journey, and it's all about the journey and looking back and seeing the mistakes, seeing the flaws, and the failures. I've had a lot of failures, a lot of losses, and I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Still going.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well,
and it's all about Likwit. It's all about Compton, and if anybody want to get down, just, you know what I'm saying, you know what Likwit about. We don't fuck with that whack shit. It's a lot of whack shit out here. I'm not putting down this new generation because they're part of the Likwit too.
Yeah.
We gotta mess with this new generation because we once was that new generation. And the way people are dissing the new generation and the kind of rap they do, they used to do the same to us. And I'm talking King T and WA. That shit ain't gonna last. Easy. They say the same shit about mumble rap or what? What is mumble rap?
I guess guys.
I've actually never heard somebody mumble on a song.
I guess what people call mumble rap, at least what people have told me, were groups like the Migos.
Right.
So.
Oh, I call that drug rap.
Okay,
they're high.
Right.
And they got millions of motherfuckers out there that's high too.
Yeah.
That understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Why you mad?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It got millions of motherfuckers that understand it.
Yeah.
And we created the platform and for them to do that. Let's be happy for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is supposed to, if we didn't have them, hip hop would be dead like they saying it's dead. It's not dead. It's evolving. It's, you know, I heard Marley Marl say it's like evolution. You know what I'm saying? They're carrying it on. We're supposed to be the executives now. We're supposed to be the ones pumping them now and pushing their creativity. Things change.
Yeah.
Generations change, man.
Right.
You know?
Right. Now, I will say this in the defense of people that don't want to change. We want to continue to hear King T act the fool. play at your own risk.
Right.
There's a lot of us knuckleheads out there like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to switch channels up a little bit, and I want to ask you something that I usually ask my guests at the beginning of our show. And I want to hear King T's answers. Okay. Your top 5, if you will, East Coast albums or top 5 East Coast groups?
Tribe Called Quest, Biggie, Biggie. Why it gotta be East Coast though?
Well, because we're gonna come to the West Coast next.
No, I'm not even talking about the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Is Detroit the East Coast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Slum Village, Little Brother. I could go on and on. Elzai. Did I say that right? Elzai. I could go on and on. I don't know. A lot of West Coast people was mad at me in the beginning. I was just an East Coast head. You know what I'm saying? I didn't listen to nothing but Coolio was the one that was mad at me because there was nobody on the West Coast that rapped like LL Cool J.
Right.
You know, he the one made me want to pick up a pen. Tila Rock,
yeah.
Grandmaster Caz. These, you know, the Cold Crush Brothers, Treacherous Street, Kumo D, Special K. You know what I'm saying? These are the cats. You know, I used to imitate Prince Whip. But this is because I used to get the tapes and hear this from the, you know, on East Coast radio and all that. The Funky 4+1, they had a female in there. It's like, yo.
Sequence.
Right. We gonna funk you, right? You know what I'm saying? That's all we was listening to.
Yeah.
You know.
That's where it came from.
That's how we learned.
Right.
You know, we were on to more the electro.
Yes.
You know, Uncle Jam's Army, that's our bass.
Yes.
That's my bass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all that music was 122 beats per minute or over. Breathing.
Yeah, that's what that was.
And what it was about with me though was they were the best DJs.
Yes.
Nobody could fuck with our DJs, and that was my heart. I wanted to be a DJ, so that's what. But when it came to rap, East Coast that's where it originated.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The last time I was in Harlem, I went to go visit with Kool Herc DJ this party. Yeah. I went there and I was like, this is like the Garden of Eden. From here, everything went out, you know. And we got to give it up. Like, I was an East Coast fan. Spoonie G, I'm the Godfather.
I'm the Godfather.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, that was all of our shit.
I mean, it was just the style, especially Big Daddy Kane, and get that. When I heard Get Into It, you know what I'm saying, on that break beat, I was like.
Okay, I remember. Okay, I remember when I got a record deal. One of the first things that I did, I had a band, and here's what I did. I went and got a Regal, put Danes on it, and I said the first song that I'm gonna play is Big Daddy Kane, and I put the cassette in, Smooth Operator, by Big Daddy.
Yeah,
that was the shit right there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so people can get mad and say whatever. We're just giving it up, you know.
Marley Marl. Herbie Lovebug.
Yep. Who was
Howie T.
Yes.
That's who started all this shit.
Yes.
That's who started all this shit.
If there's anybody that I want to meet, I'm going to be real with you. Marley Marl and Kool Herc.
Yeah.
I want to meet those guys. But now, moving to the West Coast, top 5 West Coast albums. I know it's a lot.
That's easy. Nah, ain't too many. Ice Cube. I've always been, you know, Ice Cube taught me a lot of lessons, but he, you know, I used to watch him feverishly, like, you know, because he was original. He's the voice of NWA.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They all tried to rap like him. Ren was tight as a motherfucker. He had his own thing, but Q, you know what I'm saying. And then when, like I said, when Snoop came along, you know, I have to put him and Short Dog, Too Short.
Yeah.
You know, me and Too Short got a special relationship, and you know, that's all I'm gonna say. And E40. Now, when you get into the Kendricks and the Game and them people like that, you know what I'm saying? Game is a beast. You know what I'm saying? But Kendrick is a different animal. You know, and it's great that he came out of Compton too. You know what I'm saying? He changed the whole game in Compton.
Right.
You know. So I gotta give him his flowers. I gotta give Schoolboy Q. Anybody that just created their own lane. You know. And there's a lot to name, you know. But I'm a boom bap guy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be doing more production than rapping in the future.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
That's awesome. I'm glad you told us that, because now we got something to look forward to. And if I could encourage you, and I know you probably thought about it or are doing it.
I can't be 50, 55 rapping. I can't. I don't have nothing against people that age rapping, but I don't have. What am I going to talk about? My medication? I don't know. I got gout now.
I got a clean ass walker. You know,
I'm talking about these holes. No.
At the senior citizen hall,
Right.
you know.
She has a flagellance problem, you know, now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now here's an interesting question, okay? Okay, now, R&B, country, rock, and even jazz, we never put an age limit on those guys.
Right.
But on rap, we do. Why is that?
I don't know. On any genre, I don't think you shouldn't put in any age. But hip hop is hip hop is different because it is for the young. I think it's just my opinion. It's a young sport.
Yeah.
It's a battle sport. So that's for the young.
Right.
Once we get our age and mature in hip hop, we're supposed to be in our lane. We're supposed to have created our own lane, and we got our fans, and we're living with that. Like a LL Cool J.
Yes.
He could put out an album and still his fans go by.
And he can still rock a motherfucking show.
Yeah.
That's
why Dr. Dre is able to put out our Ice Cube, or I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So just create your own lane and make the music for your lane. You can live off that, especially these days with streaming and people you think will never have to hear you, but you're doing your thing.
Right.
With your true fans in your lane, you know, it's more easier than it was with me.
Yeah. Well,
crazy.
The thing that I was going to tell you, I don't know if you're doing it or you probably are doing it, but I would encourage you to get into visuals, whether it be movies, documentaries, stuff that you love to do, you know, and create that shit, because I think we want
that incorporates a lot. That incorporates a DJ Pooh, that incorporates a Ice Cube, that incorporates a Dr. Dre, and that's so much work and legalities you have to go through to.
Yeah.
Because if I can't incorporate the niggas I came up with and how I did this smoothly enough, and I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
You know. So I'm gonna just take my time with it.
Right.
It'll happen.
3 things that I want to do.
One, take a shot.
Yes. Hell yeah. There we go. Okay. 3 things that I want to do for the rest of my life because I'm living my best life now. And this is not in order. I want to continue the podcasting because, first of all, having you sit across from me, T, when I was like 19, 18 years old, watching you at the celebrity perform, and then knowing that 30-something years later, you'll be sitting across from me and I'm here talking to a guy that I look up to in this rap game.
Wow.
It's amazing, man. It truly is amazing. It's almost like a dream come true from a Mexican kid from the city of Wilmington, okay?
Wow.
So I want to continue the podcast. Number 2, I want to continue to direct. I directed my first 3-hour documentary, and it was very, very successful. Rashidi Harper loved it.
Man,
he really,
man.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have him on a Wednesday in next month. Yeah. And we're going to talk about the documentary that he did. And so I want to podcast, direct, and I'm going to get back into production, doing beats. You know, here's the bad thing about doing beats. This is why I put that at the bottom. Because today kids are paying $25 for beats. I'm not going to do $25 beats. You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather do a fucking dope-ass beat and give it to somebody and help make them whoever they're going to become. I'm not getting into production for money. I'm not. It's going to be more of a hobby. You like that track? Go ahead and have it. Okay.
I've been making beats since since the beginning, before me rapping. You know, being Pooh used to, like I said, I was loosely a part of the boogeyman that created Death Certificate for Ice Cube.
Yes.
We created a lot of shit. We had artists like Nefertiti, Deadly Threat, Dell.
Yes.
You know, that was fun.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't making no money, but just being part of that, you know, especially the Death Certificate album. I produced Giving Up the Nappy Dugout. And
you produced that shit?
Yeah.
Giving Up the Nappy, Giving Up the Nappy. Okay, Death Certificate for me is Ice Cube's best album.
Yeah, mine. Yeah, it is.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you which one to me was my favorite fucking song on some straight gangster shit. For me, Summer Vacation.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I could, 40 ounce on my lap and it's freezing my balls. That's me cruising in a motherfucking Regal on some D's with a 40
Paul and Bob.
Yeah.
I think Jinx was involved a little bit too, but but mainly and Rashad Coles. But
that was my shit. I can cruise that motherfucker all fucking day long. Getting bitches and they can't stand the 1991 Tony Montana. That shit is fuck. You can't, That's my shit right there. Other than that, T, we come to the end of our show.
This was great, man.
Thank you.
I commend you for this, man. This is.
Thank you. At least say this for me, please. Even if you gotta lie, please tell me one day you'll come back.
Oh no, come on, man. Come on, man. I'll be back anytime you want me. I'll come back, especially for the liquor.
Oh, awesome. Wait. Speaking about liquor, hold on. Let me get this going more.
Oh, you trying to get me drunk? You don't know about the tolerance.
Quit bumping on the stern table.
Deadly Threat. That was Deadly Threat.
Yeah. King T.
You gotta
drunk
get Threat
again?
through here.
Okay.
He has a story to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. This is my wish list. Let's get Threat on here, and let's get, who I would like to get? Exhibit.
Wow.
So that's all I'm going to say.
He heard you.
Yeah.
Here, X, you could get him.
Okay, X, my son's a huge fan of you. So not only him, but me, especially with paparazzi.
I have to give it up to X too because in the last I'll say few years, he's really got me thinking different about business and things like that, and that's my brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He has an amazing spirit. He has a lot of things going on, and he made me part of that. And now I want to tell him thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. X, honestly, this will be an early Christmas gift. So please come through.
He'll come through.
let's talk about paparazzi.
Yeah. What you see is what you get. There.
Yes.
All that. Them first Likwit albums.
Yes.
Anything after that, he's the reason I said he changed me a lot about a lot of shit is because he chose his own road. You know what I'm saying? He made a lot of decisions on his own. He did his own thing. You know, he didn't sit around and wait on nobody. Yes, he loved the Likwit. The Likwit is his family and all that, but he's on his own shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's good.
Awesome. Other than that,
look out for his new shit with Dr. Dre and all that.
Oh shit. In the words of DJ C. Let me give a shout out to before you give your shout outs, DJ C, DJ The Gav, my boy, old boy, Omar in the motherfucking building.
No doubt.
Anthony over here steering the fucking ship, the Titanic, because this is the winning team. Okay.
No
Other than that, my son B Scanless for helping me promote this shit. Be looking out. He's gonna start DJing as soon as this COVID shit opens up. I'm gonna push him, so you can be able to see my son B Scanless performing at the club.
This COVID shit ain't gonna never open up. Create different situations now. Start looking for different ways to get to your audience. You know,
do you believe
the world is different now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you believe that this is the new norm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this shit ain't gonna let up. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers is dying every day.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm not gonna go into because everybody will take it as a conspiracy theory and whatever. But this shit was thrown on us.
I believe that. I had several people that got sick, and they straight told me, older cats, this shit ain't normal. This shit was created.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm not gonna say no names, Bill Gates, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But and I don't. This man is different. He's not.
Speak on it, T.
It's hard, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. These billionaires, these motherfuckers with all the money in the world that could, you know what I'm saying? How could you want to depopulate?
Yeah.
That word coming out your mouth, you want to get rid of motherfuckers?
I know.
And so, really, the plan was to get rid of all you sick old people?
Yes.
Trust me, I'm knowing. And they're sitting there having and doing interviews, him and his wife, like talking, you know what I'm saying, go take this vaccine. You can do that if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about it. I've seen, hey.
I know.
We're all different.
Yeah.
Our shit is different. Our blood is different. I ain't been sick, and I be around motherfuckers and all that, but I'm gonna knock on this wood right here. But that shit was thrown on us,
and it
was sprayed.
And I believe that because, you know what, I'm gonna confess something without mentioning no names. I have several people that were in their 70s, went to the hospital, they felt sick. Gee, no lie, they never came back.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like, I wonder if that fucking hospital sped things up. You know.
Check this out. These doctors, they have to follow a protocol.
Yes.
If you know what I'm saying. So if a motherfucker comes to a hospital and all that and passes away, they're gonna put that COVID shit on.
Yes.
And that doctor got to roll with that shit.
Yeah.
Or he ain't, you know what I'm saying? Doctors is making money.
You're right.
They got to support their family too. They're going to roll with that. Just like you got this Black Lives Matter and all this type of shit going on, but you have black police and you have, you know what I'm saying? But they're rolling with this shit.
Yes.
That's their job. You just had a black cop kill himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was rolling with that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, no, so it's a human thing.
Yeah. Now they are rolling with the shit. And the sad thing is, like, you can be running, trip, slip, and hit your head on a rock. A man died of COVID.
Yeah.
A man gets eaten by a shark. He died of COVID.
If he had any other ailments in his motherfucking body.
Yeah.
If he had asthma.
Yeah.
He dead.
A man bungee jumps. He hits his head. The cord was too long. He died of COVID. Like, it's like, because
That's
they're getting
true.
kickbacks. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
They don't even have to get kickbacks. You have to follow protocol.
Yeah.
Any other doctor or other person that brought it to the table lost their job. And they probably got COVID right now, too.
A man jacks off, yanks his weenie off. He died of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Went blind and died.
Okay, let me stop because all good.
Nigga went blind and COVID.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
T.
It's a lot of shit I gotta talk about.
Shout outs?
Nah, I ain't got no shout out.
All right.
Everybody know who
you got love for?
I got love for Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Exhibit, Alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's down with the Likwit. It's a massive crew, and the Likwit crew is massive. And you know what? Let me say something else. We're sitting here joking and all that, but I'm happy for everybody.
Yes.
I'm so happy to see the people I grew up with and got in this game with. Everybody's winning.
Yeah.
From the Dr. Dre's, and we've lost a lot of people, but they're winning. You know what I'm saying? From DJ Pooh, this dude is a massive producer, director. He's directed movies. He's doing video games, Rockstar, GTA, all, you know what I'm saying? Exhibit that's creating video games and movies and all, and getting motherfuckers hot. Exhibit is getting motherfuckers super high. I should have bought you some napalm. Next time we're gonna get everybody high.
Hell yeah.
And you know, the rest, everybody. I'm just happy for my friends.
Awesome.
You know, that's all.
So once again, I'm gonna ask you, if you can, let's try to make Exhibit happen.
Yeah.
I know it might be hard.
Let's call him right now.
I get it. If you can call him, I got time.
Maybe I had too many shots.
All
We're
good,
not
my
gonna do
brother.
that.
All good, my brother. Other than that, once again, I already shouted out everybody. But I'm going to leave you with a message from Mixmaster Spade. Here's what I'm going to say. From one of his old records, I didn't know him. I never met him. But I will quote one of his records.
Okay.
You got to go to school to make it these days, stay in class and get you some A's.
You go to get an A's, $300, get $700 back. You can send, yeah. That's what started it for me.
Yes.
You better bring a gun and, man,
Yes.
yeah.
Yo, you guys.
That's who put me on.
King T.
Shout out to Scotty D, Big Pete, rest in peace. Front Hood Crip, Nutty Block Crip, and Pacoima Pyro, 151 Pyro. Love y'all. See y'all later.
Awesome. King T, thank you, my brother.
No doubt.
You stay blessed.
No doubt.
Okay. Everybody, once again, the legend, Compton Legends in the motherfucking building. I want to thank him for coming and blessing us with a dope ass fucking interview. Once again, I want to thank Anthony, DJ C, DJ The Gap, my boy Omar, DJ Old Boy, my son B Scanless, and I also want to thank me. And I also want to thank my city of Wilmington, city of Wilmas, for supporting me. And King T, the Compton legend, is in the city of Wilmas. Much love, much respect to you guys. See you guys Friday on Freaky Tales, and then see you guys Sunday with 2 special guests. So, we out of here. Te la lavas.
you got it.